Would you or someone you know like to be a guest on Listen Up? If so, give us a call at area code 816-535-1081. That's area code 816-535-1081. Or better yet, email us at listenupblackpeople@gmail.com.
Hello everyone, I'm Kelvin Tiller, owner of Tiller's Mixed Martial Arts here in Kansas City, Kansas. Here at Tiller's Mixed Martial Arts, I offer boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and strength and conditioning. We have affordable pricing for adults and children. I am open Monday through Saturday, so please come out and support, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Tova Tanner of Royal Cohesive Network. We are a nonprofit organization that work with youth in the local community. Our four cornerstones of sustainability are literacy, youth entrepreneurship, homeschool hub, and also gardening. Our mission is to engage people in educational and professional development to enhance sustainability. You can visit our website at www.royalnetwork.org, or you can follow us on Facebook. You can also email us at info@royalnetwork.org.
Hi, Hi, I'm Adrienne Curry.
Hi, and I'm Florence Curry.
And we are the owners of Longevity Nutrition.
Longevity Nutrition is a company that serves healthy shakes, energizing teas, sports nutrition, and we would like to offer you good nutrition.
What better way than to think about your health and become healthier? We're here to service you. We're open Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 to 3.
Yes, and we're going to work on that good nutrition inside out.
That's right.
This episode of Listen Up is sponsored by Legends Comedy Club and Sports Lounge, Kansas City's premier black-owned comedy club where the laughs are on us and the experience is second to none. Mr. Richie Cherry, what's going on, my brother?
I'm good, my man. How you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man.
Awesome.
Man, we're glad to have you on the show, man.
I'm glad to be here, brother.
Man, how's everything been going?
Man, everything has been going great for me so far, man. I can't complain.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, man, so, Boxout.
Yeah.
Give me some background on that. I mean, what is Boxout, man? What is it?
I got you, brother. I want to tell you. All right. Boxout is a stress management platform that's founded here in Kansas City, Missouri. And Boxout is a way for people to really relieve stress. I want to be the champion. I want to be kind of like, how can I say this? I want to truly be the first responder to stress.
Okay. That's cool, man, and that's definitely something that we need, man. So, okay, give me some background on the birth of Boxout.
Gotcha.
How was it born? I mean, from the beginning, how was Boxout born?
I mean, there would be no Boxout without me, man. So I'm a product of East St. Louis, Illinois. Cool. Born and raised. Boxout has always been deeply inside of me, bedded inside, and I just didn't have an avenue or didn't have a platform to really bring it out. I'm an ex-professional boxer. Okay. And I'm also a school counselor. And so I decided to really combine the two, right? And so with combining the two, I thought it was very, very necessary for me to have something where people can really talk out and box out whatever issue that they were going through. Right. And so it was conceptualized July 1st. I was actually in the school system and I was talking to a teacher. Right. And this teacher was going through so much, right? And I just felt I just felt like I had to be there to help her deliver. Right.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How long you been working with the school system?
I've been with the Kansas City Public School District for 4 years.
Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. Now, did you box as a youth?
I did. Had amateur fights. I have over 100 amateur fights. Okay. From East St. Louis all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Right. And so I know you didn't ask this question, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Go ahead. And just kind of like, how that took off for me to become a prize fighter, per se. Right. My coach, Frank Borders, he passed away. And I just felt like, man, I want to live on. I want to, push his legacy on. And I became a professional fighter in 2010, stopped in 2015.
Right. Now, let me ask you, what age did you get started?
It's age 8.
You was 8?
I was 8 years old.
Whoa. Yeah. See, now I started amateur fighting, I think I was probably, like 12 or 13.
I mean, we still was
But the cool thing about that, man, this is the thing that I've learned since then, man. I remember, like I said, I don't know what year you was born, but I was born in 72. Okay. So, but like I understand, like when I was growing up, that's what we did, man. Most of us we were a member of some boxing club back in Omaha. See, I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, Terrenceburg Crawford.
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, I boxed with CW Boxing Club with Bo Mack, who worked with Terrence. I look forward to talking to him. But you know what? When we were youths, man, we all were members of some boxing club. Like we had CW Boxing Club, South Omaha Boxing Club. We had our jackets on. We had a sense of pride. That's awesome. The thing I noticed, man, like today, and maybe you've noticed the same thing, and I'm gonna let you know where I'm leading with this. Was like, it's like now when you go in a lot of boxing gyms now, you see a lot of adults. You don't see youth like we used to. Like you could walk in a boxing gym back in the 80s, and you see a bunch of teenagers in there.
Exactly. You know why? You know why that shifted?
Why is that?
The internet. Internet came in place, man, and so internet, video gaming, that came in place, and so that's why you're not seeing that anymore.
And that's you know what, that's a good concept too, man. I could see that being the case. And it's interesting because like my son, you know, now they do a lot of backyard boxing, you know, and everything, and I did a whole lot of that too. You know, I did a whole lot of backyard boxing too, man. You know, because I love the sport and I love the game of fighting. But with you being a part of the school district, I think it's cool, and I take it that you work with adults primarily. Have you tried introducing like boxing to like youth in the school district? Because we're talking about dealing with stress. Because see, not only does stress affect adults, but man, you see stress is high in youth, which is very interesting, man. When you look at the stress levels of our children.
That's true.
So have you tried introducing it to the school district?
Well, I'm just gonna, you know, just chime in a little bit on that. I'm a school counselor, so I deal primarily with our youth, and so I'm always allowing students to box out their stress, right? So I have box out kids that I formulated as well.
Okay.
And I'm always doing lessons and having students to really come in and let out some of that aggression. I get so tired of people saying our kids are ADHD, or I get so tired of people saying that our kids are bad, right? There are things that are going on in a child's life just as well that goes on into our adult lives that causes that, right?
Right.
And so I try to build a platform, especially within my school, Wheatley Elementary, to where kids can come to me, and I have a bag set up in my office, I have a pair of boxing gloves, and I want them to talk out what they're going through, and then we ultimately box out. I have a line sometimes.
Right. And that's cool, man. Let me ask you this too. And maybe you can answer this, you being in the school district. Now, I've worked as a mentor for the Kansas City School District and with the Hickman Mills School District. Okay. And you see in both districts, especially when you're volunteering, and what I've noticed, even being within those school districts, is you don't see a whole lot of melanated men in the school district, and there's a big demand for that. So let me ask you this: when we're talking about stress, like in children, especially like our children, brown-skinned children or black children, when we talk about boxing, because I brought this up because I tried to present a program to the Hickman Mills School District, and they resisted it because they looked at it as violence. And I tried to explain to them. I said, where in nature do you not see animals even play fighting? And what I've noticed is that as we've gotten older, they're weeding out a lot of the things that we do as young black men, that we do naturally growing up and growing into men. For example, play fighting. Can't play fight. They don't want to see that. Speaking out. They don't want to see us speaking out, taking leadership positions, because speaking out not necessarily means a child is being disruptive or disobedient. A lot of times, what I've noticed is a lot of adult leaders, such as teachers and authority figures, don't like to be challenged. And when we talk about like our youth and dealing with stress, especially as black men and women, if you think about it, if you really go back and think when you was a child, when you had an opinion, whether it was with your mom or with your teacher or another authority figure, a mentor, and you challenged, and we know what it's like if you challenge your mama.
You know what it's like.
You know what I'm saying? Or a teacher, you're gonna get that backlash.
You're gonna get it.
But do you feel like that's necessarily a problem when we deny our children leadership positions? Do you think that may lead to some of the stress? And even taking away just the act of play fighting, being able to play and be young boys. Because I see that a lot, when I go into these school districts and I see how young boys are treated, growing up, even with parenting. Like if you talk to a single mom whose kid wants to box, and this is not to shoot down mothers. No. Mothers don't want to see their kids getting hit, beat up, bleeding, or to think of the thought of the child getting the nose busted. But we talk about boxing, which is pretty much a safe sport, like even wrestling in high school.
Can be.
But now, because we're now, and I say that because of what you do is being an outlet to relieve stress.
And so it has to be structured, right? And you and mine is a teaching component, right? Because I want to teach you life lessons behind why you're actually punching. I want to actually tell you why you're doing it, right? I want to actually show you why you're doing it. And I think that's the biggest issue right there, that we don't have a lot of people, a lot of males role modeling, right? Role modeling exactly what is needed for that child to really release, right? Kids are only going to do what they see. Kids are only going to do what they see, and most importantly, what you allow. So if you're not modeling it, you're not allowing a kid to be a kid. You're not allowing them to have a structured, environment to be a boxer per se. So I think going back to why is not prevalent black men is because there's a lot of absentee men, right? And that's fathers too. There's a lot of absentee fathers that are not around. And there are a lot of absentee black men in the educational system, and it is just not conducive.
Right. Okay. Now, with your program, and we talk about stress and depression, and I add depression in there because they kind of go. They go in there. How do you target your audience?
Boxout is a platform for everybody. I don't see a guideline like, oh wow, this person. So from age I'm gonna just say 7 to 99. Anybody that experiences some stress and you're able to understand that you're stressed, then Boxout is for you, right? Because it's a talk out platform. And then we box out exactly what we just use boxing as an avenue to really just release whatever you've just talked out. So I just had a kid recently, his father went to jail, and he was really angry by that. He was so angry by that to the point where he was going to school and he was fighting all the time because his father's been in and out of the penal system. And what I've allowed him to do was I've allowed him to have an outlet and teach him why you should only use that here in this outlet, right? So that you don't end up in the penal system, so that you don't end up with the record, so that you don't end up hurting someone. And so now what we have to start teaching is love inside of our youth. We have to teach that. I know it's kind of like crazy, like, wow, how do you teach love, right? You have to model it. So now that he feels love, he's going to come back each and every time. And that's what we need to try to model with our youth.
Okay. So Blackout or Boxout has a age component. So what's the age group? So
I've taken anywhere from 7 on up, right? And mainly 7 because that's where the mind is more spongy. You can soak it up, and a child is able to just relax and really receive the information. I do justice to a child if they can't receive the information.
So looking at it from a scientific standpoint, boxing. How does boxing, or being able to box out your stress, how does stress and boxing, or how does boxing correlate with dealing with or reversing the ill effects of stress?
Well, like anything, if you look at the National Society on Stress, they would tell you that a physical activity, regardless of what that means, just going on a walk, 9 times out of 10, workout is going to be amongst the highest, right? Going to do a physical activity. And so Boxout is a physical activity that would allow you to release whatever you're dealing with. And so, and it's just the hormones, the levels and different things that we deal with. But if you know how you felt when you've hit something, and that's no different from kids, anybody. Once you are able to hit something, you feel a little better. And so what I teach people is hit something that won't hit back.
I like that concept. Hit something that won't hit back. So, like when you have clients that come in to see you, now do they seek you out, or do you have a method to where you kind of find them? Now, do people like just because like I said, most people when they hear box out, they're either thinking, okay, this is just something that we do to to go lose weight, or you'll have women that say, well, I don't want to be hit or
I don't want to be hit. Yeah.
So do they come to you for the sake of saying, hey, look, I'm going through some things, I want to join your platform.
Yeah.
How can you help me?
So that's funny, man. My platform is word of mouth, right? So anytime a person come, if they want a video, I always do videos on my sessions, right? As it relates to the physical workout component. Now, when we start to talk out, I know some of those things that people talk about can be very confidential. So I don't air that part unless they want me to air that part. And I felt 99% of the time people have come because they just needed somebody to talk to. They needed someone that can talk to and engage them in a therapeutic conversation. And so when they get that relief and they get that feeling of, wow, I was heard, someone listened to me. And so then they go back out into the world and they tell other people about it.
I hear you.
And that's how I get clients. People, it's a each one tell one platform.
So like if I came in as a client, what would I expect? Am I hitting the bag? Am I hitting the mitts? Double end bag, the heavy bag. What are we doing?
Man, I thought you would never ask that question. I was just sitting over like, man, come on, ask me what we gonna do.
Yeah. What we doing?
So each platform, each time a person comes in, they have a unique. The session is uniquely for them. They could be dealing with anything. So I did a session recently on a person that was dealing with boundaries, right? And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a session dealing with boundaries.
Right.
How do you push those away? And so this particular session, we do tires. We push the tires, like pushing the boundaries. Like get out of there, push it away. I do focus mitts with them. I do the heavy bag. I take a person on what I call a box out journey, and that's a small run that entails different obstacles. And these are life components. We're talking about life as we're going. But most importantly, I'm allowing that person to be in tune with themselves, because I realize a lot of people come for therapy, they are not in tune with themselves. And so I have a message, man, and that message is to be aware is to have strength. No matter who you are, right? If you're dealing with anything and you're aware that you're dealing with that, there's strength, and we can work with that. I
like that. Let me ask you this: with everything that's going on right now, with the pandemic, we have a lot of people who are, they're isolated, they're stuck in the house, so activity is low, eating is probably high.
That is high.
What are some of the simple things that you could tell the audience, or you would like for people to know that they can do to improve their health and wellness and fitness? Some, things that they can do at home right now until things kind of lift up and they can come out and visit, box out or whatever. What are some of the simple things that they can do?
Well, the simple thing you can do is you can come to box out. That's the most simple. If you're in the Kansas City, Missouri area, you can definitely come to box out. I do one-on-one sessions. We wear masks. But if you're at home and you just want to do something to really just, get yourself in tune with working out and just getting, your body to move, you can just check out this site, boxoutstress.com, and I can give you a link, and we can do. That's what we can do. A virtual session.
That's cool.
Right? We could do a virtual session to where I can help you. I can be that motivator in your home with you.
Right. That's cool. Now, do you offer at all like things like if somebody wanted to set up kind of a home gym where if they're doing something virtual with you, where they can just go purchase some long rope, or they can do some duck unders, with the rope and things like that. How is that set up where you work with them virtually? Do they have to have some home equipment? Is it like something affordable that they can have, or they can just use household tools?
Household tools, but I am a platform where I meet a person where they are. Right? Gotcha. I understand that in the pandemic, we're stressed financially. Right. We're stressed in all type of areas, right? And so I want to be able to alleviate stress in all forms, right? In all 6 forms. And those 6 forms is mental, emotional, physical, social, financial, and most important, spiritual. And so I am trying to allow people to pretty much just lean on Boxout to just be an outlet. Right. We can talk it out. And then most important, if you want that extra push as it relates to achieving a weight loss goal or something, then we can box it out.
Right.
But most important, I just want to be an ear for people.
I hear you. So, before we close out, one of the things I would like, for the audience to hear, just kind of give us some of the importance on why we should address stress. Because stress is a silent killer, man. It's a silent killer. It'll creep up on you. So give us some of the reasons on why we should take this seriously when we talk about institutions such as Boxout that addresses stress. Why we should address stress? Because sometimes we don't understand. We're dealing with stress. Sometimes.
Exactly. And I get that all the time. I get people say, "I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed." Well, I think you would never get away from stress.
Right.
Stress is something that's amongst us all the time. They have they have short-term effects, and most important, they have long-term effects. So if you got a person that's always in their head, okay, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about this. Now you're creating the anxiety. Now you're creating the stress for yourself that can go into unhealthy coping strategies, right? So unhealthy coping strategy could be drinking, overspending, overeating, and I like to say overventing, right? You know how you could talk to people too much where it becomes just like, it's just too much. So you create those when you're inside of your head. And so when you come to Boxout, it's a mental platform, right? I want you to, it's 90% mental, right? Yes. For you to really just get outside of your head and really release that stress.
I like that. That's cool, man. I really hope people take your advice and everything because, with everything that's going on, even though we have vaccines coming out, that we still have some stress, ahead of us. And I hope they really, look to your platform. Now, if somebody's interested, how can we reach out to you?
Okay. Well, I'm on Instagram, Boxout Stress on Instagram, Boxout Stress on Facebook. I'm a personal person, so you can look me up on Facebook as Richie Cherry. Okay. Also, my website. If you're in the Kansas City, Missouri area, and you and because of you guys have allowed me to get this platform, I want to give a gift to people that's out there. Right. And that gift is, if you hit me up, you get a free session. All you have to do is go to boxoutstress.com, leave your contact and the information, and tell them where you heard it from.
That's cool. Hey, and looking, if you're here visiting, and
why not?
Yeah. Visiting.
You're here visiting. I'm up for the challenge. I'm up to make sure that you get motivated going into the new year. I'm trying to box out 2020. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to box out 2020.
Man, look, I like that.
Yeah.
Look, man, we are glad that we had a chance to get you on here, man, and talk to you and to box it out with you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I love you, my brother.
I love you too, brother.
All right, man.
Awesome.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Hey, everyone. JD Valentine, creator and executive producer of Listen Up. Listen Up is a platform dedicated to positive, informative, and entertaining dialogue highlighting entrepreneurship, community awareness, and self-improvement through the eyes of Black people. So, to find out more, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications for our upcoming videos. We appreciate your support and look forward to providing you with quality content.